Alright YouTube, this is what we got here. We got a 96 Jeep Cherokee here. Two-door, 5-speed. Pretty neat, huh? Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to do the door removal kit without buying anything, if possible. Alright, so here's the deal. You take your doors off. You need a T40 Torx bit, and the bolts will run through this way. You shouldn't need any heat for that, so just take your time and work it, because they're kind of a pain in the butt to get out. I had to use a ratcheting wrench with the Torx head in there without the socket set up, because it couldn't fit in between here and here. So I had to use a opened end box wrench and get them loose, and then go back to the ratchet. So alright, so once you get to this point, basically all you have is the door off. These pins, I basically put a punch in the bottom and just got to work on them. I did have to heat these up to separate the metal, so I used my torch, regular propane torch, no big deal, for plumbing or something. I just heat it up and tap these until they come loose. Alright, so now you're going to be at this point. Boom. Now you got these here. Alright, I'll take this one off here. You have to cut your wires if you have speakers in your door, or if you have a power windows or whatever. What you want to do is just splice them back together after you're done with this, so that so it's easy removable, and make sure you have like removable clips on there. Alright, so now you're at this point. Let's go to the other side. Alright, so now what we got is, I'm already here. So what I did was I took the pin that was in the door, and you cut, basically you have to cut these down. See, a little tight, but once the door's on there, that'll be okay. It'll be easy to take them off with the leverage. Alright, so I took the pin, I reversed it and slid it back up through. Trimmed it off, the remaining part of the bracket, because you have to trim off this bottom anyway, right here, to be able to lift the whole door up. This will go right back on it to that pin. Alright, now what we're going to do is, once it's all attached, we're going to do a little spot weld right here. A little weld right under the bottom, so make sure that pin is fixed in place. Alright, same with this one. We'll slide this up, and then once we get to our height, we'll nip it off, and then put our other bracket, which is right here, slide that right on there with using that hole, and boom, those hinges are on. Now these will get attached to the door. Once they're attached to the door, you just pop the door on, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright guys, I just spot welded this in. If you can see, that's how your pin should look. Top and bottom. Just a little dibble dabble underneath there. Keep that pin from sliding. Where are you? Keep that pin from sliding down, and that's it. It's fixed on there. Dipped off the top just to make sure it doesn't sit too high, and that's it. What it should look like beforehand. Okay, this is the other side. We just cut off the bottom, cut off the tab. I just put the pin in to hold it. It's just the easiest way to cut it. We use that magic tool right there called a grinder, and that's your prep for that. Now I'll slide the pins in through the bottom of this hole, tack weld the bottom, and have them pop out, shear them off at this height, and we'll start bolting the doors up. Just like that. Make sure you weld those pins in from the bottom. You might be able to use an epoxy of some sort. Basically, that pin just has to sit in there upright. There's no real pressure on it. It's just when you open and close the door, that's when it has the most chance of sliding down. And if it slides out, then your door is going to hang funny. So just make sure you get a little weld on there. I'm just using a little Lincoln welder. No big deal. It's you know, what I use for everything, including my Nova project back there. So that's it for that, and we will finish it up now. All right, here we go. And there's the door sitting on its own. Gaps are still good. Door opens, closes. You could always reattach this pin, come up with maybe a cotter pin system or something. I have the original pins. They come in and out, but I want to see if I can make something a little bit easier for this door stop. But that's it. You know, you take that right there. I close this, then I'll pause it, and now the door is removed again. That's it. Hope you like my video. If you're a Jeeper, you should be able to get out there and do some of your own mods. You can't buy everything for your Jeep. Well, you can, and then when you yuppies trade it in, guys like us will take it, modify it so it'll actually make it through the woods, and we'll enjoy it. So do all the extras you want on those new Jeeps, because we can't wait to get them. All right, real simple thing. It probably took me let's see, maybe 3 hours total, all said and done. And you could do it too. Just get out there, grab your welder, grinder, a punch and a hammer, and take your doors off.